Hello, I'm Jody Wolf, and you're watching Expoz, September 5, 2017, 7:53 p.m. in Birmingham. And topic, again, Hurricane Irma. This is a realistic picture of where it sits as of now. This is an hour old. And the other models you see shows it already slamming into Florida or even coming in Alabama. And then there's other people out there that's got videos talking about, can this be another 911 in New York? I think that guy's about an idiot to say that, and crude to say it, and shouldn't be even hinting at that. This is the fifth, and this thing is not going to go to New York and do the kind of damage that happened in 911. That's not going to ever be repeated again. Not in our time. But let me say this. The models are still showing it's going to be a Florida, at least at best, skirt off to the east of Florida. At the worst, head-on hit. But let me mention something. Years ago, there was a hurricane headed through the Atlantic. I mean, it was headed right for South Carolina. Let me remind you, if you didn't know, and you can look it up for yourself and see where church members got together and started calling for prayer for South Carolina to stop this hurricane. These people, guys, I promise you this happened. These people walked out on a beach a day prior to this hurricane hitting, and they stood there and they prayed, and they took shifts in praying. And that hurricane not only turned, it stopped and then turned. And it didn't even hit landfall anywhere in our country. They just caught the winds on the outer rings was about it. That can be done right here, right now, today on Irma. Prayer will stop that hurricane. Prayer will move it out into the Atlantic where it will die a cold death. And that's what we need to do. We all need every night, and I do not only every night, but I do multiple times daily, pray that this hurricane will die a slow death in the Atlantic and not have a landfall anywhere. And again, looking at the temperatures in Alabama, that cold front is still coming in, and it's right on time. The rain started today. And with the rains ending tomorrow, and when they end, we have 55 degrees tomorrow night. Actually, now they say 54 degrees. So with 54 Wednesday, 55 Thursday, 58 Friday, 60 Saturday, then that's it. It stays around 60 and back down to 59. That is still enough to prevent that hurricane from hitting Alabama full blown, and it's enough to push that hurricane onto the east. And again, it's going to take prayer, and I believe there's enough of you out there that can just pass the word around. We know how to stop them, but it takes most of us, it takes a lot of us to be in agreement, and it takes you going to the Almighty God and saying, look, please turn this thing away and pray about it, and He'll do that. And but if we don't stand up now and get together and just pray for our country, then we may continue getting selective judgments. And we have a divided country here with the media, the liberal, the left, and that division, I believe, is in part what's hurting our country right now today. So it's up to the Christians, and it's up to people who do go to God in prayer and turn this thing away. So let's do it, okay? Jody Wolf Expoz.